Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Um, excuse the appearance. I'm not on here trying to be. I'm not. This is not a glam show or anything like that. I just came on to just say, hey, I just realized it's been 10 years since my baby girl went to heaven. My life, my struggle, my survival. So 13 years ago, July 8th, my youngest two daughters were in a horrific car accident. The car accident, of course, took my baby girl, took her away from us, leaving my middle baby girl, leaving her disabled, Brittany, of course. And yeah, it's been a long ride. It's been a very very long 13 long ride. Yeah, we went through a lot. I decided, basically, I just had a breakdown probably about get 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes ago. And I haven't did a video in a while. One of the reasons why is because, I was like, oh, I'm a, I have issues with my appearance and everything. So I'm not going to do videos anymore. So whatever, whatever. But I decided to do this video. Yeah, decided to do this one. Um, yeah, this is my office. I'm actually in my office right now. So, like I said, not a glam. This is not a glam video. I'm not on here trying to look cute. Yes, I am in my bonnet. I am wrapped up in a blanket, as you see. This is my it actually a blanket. So yeah, so I'm wrapped up in a blanket, and just want to come on here quickly, just to share some share bits and pieces of what I've been going through with me and my family, which is me and my daughter, what we've been going through. Once again, my life, my struggle, my survival. So, like I said, 13 years ago, it'll be 13 years actually. July 8th will be 13 years since, my baby girl Charmaine Maxir went to heaven, and 13 years ago since my middle girl Brittany, her life changed, and my life changed. Mm, so, just a quick story. I'm not gonna hold that. So, just a quick story. Charmaine was a beautiful, very beautiful young lady, very outgoing, very outspoken. She loved helping people. She loved church. She loved her family. She loved going to school. She just loved. She was a very loved young lady. Um, her and my middle daughter. She was the youngest. They were, my middle daughter's boyfriend he was the driver of the car. Kids. Um, basically kind of like, let's keep it 100. He was showing out, lost control of the car. Um, a lot of kids was in the car. A lot of the kids got injured. A lot of kids got hurt. Some of those kids have permanent damages. But my two girls, um, they suffered the most. We suffered the most. I'm not saying that their parents, that the other kids that were in the car, didn't, their parents didn't suffer or not suffering. What I'm saying is, for me and I suffered the most. Me and my daughter, we suffered the most. And so, um, yeah, getting that news that night at the hospital when the police officers told me, hey, the other young lady didn't make it. I can still replay that night in my head, falling to the floor. My pastor, um, which is like a father figure to me. My stepmother, I mean, my first lady, who's also like um, they're like they're they're great. No matter what the age is, they have like this maternal and fraternal instinct that just they just gravitate to people that way, and I love them. I think if they had not been there with me when I got that news, I probably wouldn't be here right now myself. Um, yeah, that night was, very, very tough. That was a very rough night. But I tell you one thing, what I do know is my children uh took up probably most of my children friends and family. They probably took up most of the parking space down at Great and Memorial that night. Um, Missing my baby girl, it's been hard. Um, I often find myself sometimes in the middle of the night crying. Mentally, I have not been able to get it together. It's been hard. It's been a struggle. And I think sometimes I think sometimes people don't understand how hard it is when you lose a child. Because as a parent, we don't want to bury our kids. We look for our kids to bury us. That is that's never in the plan for a parent to have to bury their child, or for a parent to have to, that's you don't want to see your child, your baby boy, your baby girl in a casket. That's something you just don't want, and I don't think people understand that. Now, there may be some people that may come for this video and say, okay, the video is all over the place. Yes, it is. I'm going to warn you up front. This video is going to be all over the place. Because I'm talking about a lot of things. But I want my I want my parents, my moms, my fathers, my grandparents to know that you're not alone. The feeling that you're feeling right now the feeling you're feeling right now about the loss of your child, of your baby boy or your baby girl, you're not alone. I know that feeling. I know that feeling of there's something, because there's a hole in you have this part of you that's missing. You can't replace that. That's irreplaceable. No matter what you do, no matter what we do, we can never replace that child that we lost. It's very hard. It's really hard. Um, let's get to like I said, my life, my struggle, my survival. So, um, after losing my daughter, it seemed like it was a triple effect of losing stuff. Then we lost our home. Then I lost my job. I lost this and I lost that, and vehicles and friends, and oh my goodness, just it was just all. I'm like, oh God, I'm like saying to myself, wait a minute, God, I can't win for losing, you know. And I could say struggle, my life, my struggle, my survival. So, but the sorry, the funniest thing about when you lose something, it's like you feel like your whole world has been snatched away from you. Especially like I say, when you lose a child, losing material things, you're gonna get that. You can always get that back. If you lose your home, eventually somewhere, at some point down the line, God will provide a roof over you. God will sooner. God will provide a roof over your head as long as you got faith and just stay strong. Lose a vehicle, that can be replaced. lose some hair that could grow back. You lose a friend. You got to bring somebody else in your life. You lose a spouse. I'm not talking about a spouse, leaving this earth. That person, y'all just go your separate ways. God can always bless you with somebody else. But when you lose a child, you can't replace that. It's not replaceable. I don't know how or when I'm going to be able to accept that she's gone. I know she's gone. I don't need nobody to tell me she's not coming back. I get that. I know she's gone. I know she's not coming back. And I pray for the day that I'm able to see her. And I ain't trying to go that way now. Let me get something straight too. I ain't trying to go see her too soon now. Now I want to go see her, but I ain't trying to go too soon. But let me let me just get into a little bit more. So like I said, after losing, my baby girl, it just seemed like I just started losing stuff, lost my housing. I lost, the first apartment I lost was back in 2015. Um, I lost my was sorry was on a temp assignment. That assignment abruptly ended, causing me to not have an income. I was with someone at the time, and he had just, I think he had just started working or whatever. And his first paycheck, which wasn't a lot, or whatever. But then he got arrested. So, which, of course, that was another hit. So like I said, we lost that place. We lost the place, but we did still think, through the grace and mercy of God, we actually still had a roof over our head. Not the traditional home, but we still had a roof over our head. I think we lived in a like an extended stay for probably about maybe 2 years, maybe. Yeah, I would say a total of maybe 2.5 years. Cause like we would, I remember we were staying in a hotel out in Kennesaw. I think we lived there for like a year. Then, of course, then we went to go stay with some friends. Stayed with some friends for about like 2 months. Then went back to another hotel. Stayed there for a couple of months. Then we subleased a place with from a young lady. Of course, we was, that actually failed. That was an epic fail there as well. Not on our end, not on our end, but it was an epic fail. I'm not even going into details about that. It is what it is. So then, we finally, um, like I said, the guy that was dating at the time we got a place in his name. We stayed there for about a year. Um, of course, there were some issues, and then lost that home. However, I was actually, hold on, y'all. Sorry. So what do I got my mouth covered? There's a reason. I don't feel like going into the reason why my mouth is covered. Um, but for those, there's a people. Some people know why. Once again, don't feel like going into the reasoning why I'm covering my mouth. And once again, this is not a glam video, so hey, it is what it is. Don't like it, you can always don't watch it, turn it off, skip by it, whatever. Really don't make me no never mind. But anyway, so um I actually was I had just got approved for my place. That was back in 2018. So I had just got approved for my own place, my own name. So, hey, that was like the best thing ever for me because I'm like, man, just got approved for my own place. So, and so moved into my place, whatever, 20 January of 2019, because it seemed like it took them forever to get my place ready. So moved there. Then I think I lived there for about like a year, year, yeah, a year. Yeah, I lived there for a year and some change. Then I moved to another place. Moved there I moved there in 2020, December 2020. I lived there. We lived there from 2020 up until February of this year. But last year, 2023, I lost my job. Um, the job that I work for, I'm a recruiter. Yes, love being a recruiter. Love it. So like I say, I'm a recruiter. My the company I was working for, they had a mass layoff. Unfortunately, they laid off a lot of people, and it just seemed like I don't know. Mentally, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. Mentally, I checked out. Like I couldn't I couldn't get reality in. I couldn't adjust because all I kept seeing was, here we go again. I'm finna fail again. I'm losing again. It was hard for me, really, really hard. So, um, then I got a call from my auntie saying, "Hey, you guys got a letter here. Um, you have an appointment on, such and such." And ended up, um, it was housing, and this was housing that was in Omaha, Nebraska. But when I tell you, them people up there were so nice, and they were so understanding to me and my daughter's situation. And when they said, we're gonna make sure we're gonna help you guys get back into your own place. They got our paperwork. They transfer our paperwork back to Georgia. And yeah. So then, of course we had to move out of our other place. So moved out in February. I went to go stay. I was at my daughter's house first, then I stayed at my auntie's, with my aunt and my uncle. Um, I actually had fun there. It was funny being around him too. And then my daughter was at her dad's house. Very grateful. Um, I'm grateful. But like I say, my struggle, my life, my struggle, my survival. My survival is God's my survival. Yeah. So like I said, God's my survival. Anyway, I was able, we've been able, we were blessed, to now being back into our own place. It may not be, there are some cosmetic flaws, but they're minor. That's okay. I am just grateful and thankful. But I want to say this to all the parents out there who lost a baby, your baby girl, your baby boy. Stay strong. Stay prayed up. Your baby girl, your baby boy, they're now the angel watching over you. This may Some of you may not get this and some of you may get it. God, they were always God's children. They've always belonged to God. He allowed us to be that guardian, to be the parent. So just be grateful, be thankful for the many years, however time that you got to be with that child, be thankful, be grateful that you were chosen. I'm grateful. I am thankful for the 19 years I got to be with my baby girl. I'm so happy, so grateful that God chose me to be her parent. He chose me to be her mom. Like I say, this is a random video. Guys, it's all over the place. It may not make sense to some. Some people may make sense to, some people may not make sense to. It may not even get any views. I don't know. But I just want to just kind of like give a brief of what I've been through, like I say, my life, my struggle, my survival. Oh, I also want to say this too. Do not allow the enemy to mess with your head. Don't allow the enemy to tell you, to make you feel that everything is your fault. For so many years, I felt like I felt like because I wasn't the best mom, that God was punishing me. I felt like He felt like that I was a horrible person, that I was a horrible mother. And that's why He took my baby from me. And I felt like with my baby girl that's here with me, every time something happened, every time, I'm may not be able to pay a bill or um, whatever goes on. That's whatever, like I say, whatever negative that goes on. Let me take that back. I'm not necessarily say negative, but sometimes sorry, but sometimes I feel like I'm not the best mom. I feel, there's a lot of times that I'm feeling like I'm a failure. Like I just can't get it together. And I know that is not God. God is not telling me that I'm a failure. He would never do that to me. So I'm learning day by day, step by step, on how to not think of myself as a failure. And I'm learning that there's no perfect parent. There's no perfect person. The only perfect person, that was on this earth was Jesus Christ, and he's the only perfect one. But I just want to say that if there's anybody out there that's blaming themselves for anything that happened to their kids, you know, and sometimes, and let me just say this too. When I say when I say a parent who lost their baby girl, baby boy, I have to go back and say this. Not necessarily means that young man or that young lady is no longer here on this earth. That parent could have lost them to the streets. That parent could have lost them to the system. I just want us to be strong. So now I do have on my Facebook page. I have a Facebook page that is called Mothers Who Lost a Child. I've been trying to change the name because I realized later on that, hey, it's not just mothers who lose kids, but it's fathers too. So I've been trying to change the page to something more that represents parents, us as mothers and fathers who lost a child or whatever. And I don't know, Facebook won't let me change it. But anyway, um yeah, feel free to visit that page. It's nothing fancy. Just a support page is something to support where we just come on and we support each other, you know. Um Also too, um mm, I'm not good guys, I'm not good at these videos. So like I say, it's all over the place. Gotta excuse me. But yeah. So it's just like it's just, this is just a random video. I just wanted to jump on here and just kind of, say hey to you guys and yeah, let you guys know what I've been through and, and let you guys know that hey, we're I'm taking it one day at a time and things in now things in my life ain't the best right now. I'm not gonna sit here and tell that lie, but they're not horrible either. Me and my baby girl, we have a roof. Me and my daughter, my miracle baby, because Brittany's my miracle baby. I may be asking why she's my miracle baby. Okay, well, she was born premature. The doctor said she wasn't gonna make it past. They told me she wasn't gonna make it past 24 hours. She made it past 24 hours. They said, okay, cool. Let's see how she goes the next 72. 72 hours, okay. Um, let's see how she does her first 2 years. 2 years, made it, still was here 2 years later. Um, okay. Well, um, she's gonna be mentally retarded. Yeah, honor roll student. Nothing retarded there. What else? Oh, honey, y'all, when I tell you them doctors stole so many things up in my face about my baby, that she here. And then she, like I say, she was also in that accident. The same, she was in the car accident too. Those doctors told me her chance of survival. She had a. They gave her a 10% chance of survival. That is what they gave my baby. When she survived, they told me, okay, well she's gonna be a vegetable. No, she's not a vegetable. Granted, no, she cannot walk, but she's far from being a vegetable. So yeah, God, nothing but God. Um, every single time that we lost a home or near about losing a home, God provided a roof over our head where we didn't have, where we was not on the street. Many days, many there was many days I would go to the refrigerator try to figure out how we got 2 packs of meat in the freezer. How we gonna make it last? When I tell y'all, I don't know how I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I think something secretly, y'all. I think God's a woman up there because, honey, when I tell you, there's been plenty of times only had like I said 2 or 3 packs of meat in the freezer, and you would have thought that we had food for a whole month because we didn't go hungry. God didn't let us go hungry. Um, I've lost jobs. Didn't know how I was gonna pay this bill or pay that bill. Granted, a lot of bills didn't get paid. I'm not gonna sit here and tell that lie. Wasn't on purpose, but some kind of way, God still let the light stay on. God still let us have water, hot water. God still let us be. God still made a way for us to keep warm. Like I said, my life, my struggle, this is my life, my struggles, my survival. But at the end of the day, I'm about to jump off of here real quick, guys, and but I just wanted to say, whatever you're going through, always remember, if you don't let God, if you don't take the time out and talk to God and hand it over to God and just leave it with Him, you can't fix it by yourself. I had to learn that the hard way. Don't allow don't allow your struggles or what you're going through to get the best of you. I am bipolar. Not something that I'm proud of. I used to be, when I first found out, I was very embarrassed, but um, I'm dealing with it the best way I can because it will not take over me. I will not allow it to. Um, yeah. But anyway, you guys have a great night and talk to you later. Bye. Oh, one more thing. I was, yeah. I know I said I'll talk to you guys later. I did want to say this. Um, I wanted to also share this too. Last year, I made so many attempts to leave this world, to leave this earth. Every time I looked in the mirror, all I kept seeing was, you failed as a wife, you failed as a you was a failure as a all I kept in my brain, in my head, you failed as a wife, you failed as a friend, you failed as a daughter, you failed as a niece, you failed as a work as a employee. I just kept seeing the word fail, 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 fail. And when I kept seeing that, it was just like a one of those, those warning things, tornado warning things that go at the bottom of the screen. That's what kept going. The bottom string of my life. That's what kept going. But if it had not been for God and my friend, if it had not been for God, my friend Yvonne, my daughter Brittany, my daughter Ashley, my cousin Dolores, and the faith that I had in God, and waking up and saying, I'm not a failure. I'm not a failure. I am not a failure. And I kept telling myself that. And I still tell myself that today. So, once again, I apologize. This video is very long. Um, and like I said, it is all over the place. As this is a random video, just came up here to do it or whatever. But anyway, yeah, stay strong, everybody. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the Next one.